Okay.
Google uses, okay, few factors that I think I can discuss that factors here. Okay, so one is called, all these are called engagement factors. Okay, Google does not take decision just like that. Google takes decision based on a metric. Okay, based on the data, and those data help Google to understand whether an article is useful to the user or not. Okay, so there are few things. One is called a click. Okay, click is nothing but a person who is selecting the website in the search engine's results page. What is a click? A click is an act of selecting a website in the search engine results page. Okay, a click. Okay, when people look at 10 to 15 results, out of 10 to 15 results, they may select any one website, and that is called a click. Okay, I think I have to talk about the impression earlier than click. Anyway, now impression, you might have heard about this statement, right? Your first impression is the best impression. Okay, impression, which means like displaying yourself or your content to other people, that is what is called as impression. Okay, impression means the number of times your website is shown in the search engine results page, that is viewed by the search engine user. Now you need to understand this one very carefully. The number of times your website is shown in the search engine's results page, that is viewed by the user. For example, I'm going to search with the keyword of digital marketing course in Madurai. Now when I searched with this keyword of digital marketing course in Madurai, Google has shown 10 different websites, 3 local business listing, Fita, Prodators, Suleka, Digital Out, Shiksha.com, okay, Spins Deal, ACTE. Okay, so these are the 10, 15 different websites that is shown here. Okay, now I'm scrolling down and seeing all this. So showing this result to me is called an impression, which means, let me say there is a 10 website here shown. So each website received one impression. Each website received one impression. When I search the same keyword again, all the websites shown here, it has received two impressions now for the same keyword. When I search the same keyword again, now the results, whichever is shown here, has received three impressions. Okay, now out of these three impressions, I did not select any website till now. So all these 10 websites would have received three impressions totally. Okay, three impressions each. Now when I go ahead and select a particular website, let me say I'm selecting Suleka. Now out of these 10, Suleka received three impression and received one click. Okay, Suleka received three impressions and received one click, which means out of these 10 websites, why did the user select Suleka? There might be a reason, right? Now Google will calculate a particular metric that is called a click-through rate or click-through ratio, CTR. We call it a CTR. It is a quality metric. CTR is a quality metric. What is a quality metric? Okay, when your click-through ratio is very high, which means your content is good, people love your content. Okay, CTR is a quality metric. Okay, when CTR is high, it indicates people love your content. Okay, when your click-through ratio is high, people love your content. That's what it means. For example, out of these 10 results, the website are shown to three different people. Out of three different people, one person selected Suleka. If another person comes, if he is also selecting Suleka, if the third person comes, he is also selecting Suleka, which means out of the 10 different results, Suleka has got something special. So that's the reason people love selecting Suleka. Now, out of 10 times, okay, let me say out of 10 impressions, okay, 3 people clicked on the advertisement. Okay, out of 10 people, out of 10 impressions, 3 click happened to Sulekha.com. Now what happens when you calculate the click-through ratio of Sulekha.com? It is 0.3 percentage. Okay, so I think I have to multiply it by 100, right? So multiply it by 100. Okay, so now what happens? Okay, so 30 percentage is the click-through ratio. Okay, the calculation is like 30 percentage. Okay, so this is the click-through ratio. 3 of 10 divided by, okay,
So,
sorry, multiply by 100. Okay, yeah, tell me. Yeah.
so I did not understand.
You will not
So please
understand
more.
because this is max.
No, no, that click through. How did
Click-through
you?
ratio.
How,
So how many people to whom your website was shown and how many people selected your website? The ratio between showing your website and selecting your website is the ratio, click-through ratio. Okay. If you don't understand, I will make you understand. Don't worry. Okay. Let me say you are going to a college and there are 10 girls coming against you. How many?
10.
10 girls coming towards you. Now, out of these 10 girls, there is one girl who is catching your attention because she is looking pretty good. She has got a very good makeup. She looks beautiful, charming. And out of 10, you will look at a girl who is very beautiful, very pleasant. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, after going into your classroom, your friend also comes and says, Machan, did you look at the girls? No, there is one girl, she's very beautiful. Correct.
Correct.
Now, in your classroom, if 10 to 15 people have looked at that 10 girls and came to your class, so these girls were shown to 15 male people, correct?
Correct.
These 10 women were shown to 15 male people. Out of 15, some 5 people will say, this girl is beautiful, correct?
Correct.
This girl is beautiful. What does it mean? When these 10 different girls were shown to 15 different men, maximum people chose a particular girl, which means she is beautiful. Correct.
Correct.
The same thing goes here. When somebody comes and searches about a keyword in internet, okay, now 10 different girls are shown here. Sorry, 10 different websites are shown here. Okay. Now, out of this 10 different website, I will choose a website which I like the most. Correct.
Correct.
Like me, if 100 people comes and out of 100, 30 to 40 people selects a particular website or a particular girl, which means that particular website or a girl has got something special which is loved by the visitors. Correct.
Correct.
Google will understand this concept. Try to understand
Okay.
this concept by a metric called how many times these girls were shown to men, how many men loved these girls. Now based on the vote that we receive, the women will be declared, oh, you are the Miss Universe. Okay.
Okay.
The same way, Google will try to understand the behavior of the people when they click. What is the behavior of the people? They come, they search something, out of 10, they tend to choose a different websites. Now, which website is getting more attention from people? That website has got a good quality. That is the deal. Correct.
Yes.
Right? So there is a metric called CTR, which is calculated by total number of clicks divided by the total number of impressions multiplied by 100. So this is called a click-through ratio. Okay. Now,
Okay.
what does Google does? Google will calculate the click-through ratio of any website and it will have it in database. Now, when you have a website 5 years old, 10-year-old website, and you are creating a new website yesterday, day before yesterday, now Google will have a click-through ratio metric for every website, correct?
Correct.
Hmm? Google will compare whichever the website has got a very good click-through ratio. Google will prefer showing that website at the top. and that's the reason in search engine results page your positions in the search engine results page are subject to variation based on the user behavior. Okay,
Okay.
got it? Right. So there is one more metric called bounce or bounce rate, which means highly related to your user behavior. Which means bounce rate means the visitor who visits the website will leave the website immediately without making any engagement or action. This is called bounce. Okay, a visitor who visits the website, he will leave the website immediately. Okay, for example, I kept open this Suleika.com for almost 5 minutes now, which means like Google will think like I'm there on this website for 5 minutes, right? But I did not do anything. Okay, once I go here, it means I am clicking on this Pro DATS website, and without even before loading, okay, and I close this, which means some reason I clicked on this link, I don't like it, I leave it. So people who open a website and immediately go away is called bounce. Okay, who visits the website and who immediately leave without doing any action is called bounce. You can compare it with your, throwing a ball against a wall. You throw a ball against a wall, the ball will come to you immediately, correct? That is called bounce. Now, like click through ratio, now there is called the something called a bounce ratio. Bounce ratio, which means, let me say 100 people came to your website. Out of 100, 10 people left your website immediately. You got my point?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
So you have 10 people who are leaving your website immediately, and your website received 100 visitors. Now what happens? Okay, so this is the calculation here. Okay, let me multiply this. This is how it works out. So this is the bounce ratio. Okay, how much it is. Okay, obviously 10 percentage is the bounce ratio, correct?
Correct.
Right, 10% is the bounce ratio. Now, how does Google treat this? If your competitor has 40 bounce ratio, if a competitor has 30, 50, now who is a better website? You are the better website because your bounce rate is only 10 percentage. Correct.
Yes.
Right? So when people come to your website, when they leave your website immediately, that is called bounce rate. But when people come to your website, they stay, they spend time, they do some activity inside. Okay. That is called engagement, which means that people are interacting with your website. You're getting my point? When a visitor visits a website and participates or communicates with the website either by creating a comment or sharing the article or by expressing his opinion by clicking on the like or dislike button is considered as engagement in the website. Okay, hope you got this point. Engagement, people are engaging with each other. What does it mean? Have you seen in social media platforms, people used to create some content like, if you are Amitabh Bachchan fan, you can click this, you can hit like button. If you are Abhishek Bachchan fan, you can share the content to other people. Okay, if you are Shah Rukh Khan fan, okay, you have to enter your, or something like hit, share your comment. So like this, what happens when they create this one? By looking at the image, people will engage with your content. You got my point? They will
Yes,
comment
sir.
like, oh, I am a Shah Rukh Khan fan, so I will comment. I am a Amitabh Bachchan fan, so I will hit a like. I am Abhishek Bachchan fan, I will put a share. Correct. Now what happens?
Yes.
Indirectly, people are trying to increase the engagement of the post.
Mhm.
Right? The same
Yes.
thing happens with the website and articles also. Right? When people read the content, if they are reading the content like this, little bit by little bit, in order to read the content, people will spend some time. Correct? So when people are spending more time in your website, what does it indicate? Which means like whatever people are looking for is available inside, and that is the reason people are looking into this one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So they may click on the get codes option. So they will do some activity. They will select some options. They will supply or they will submit, which means people are interacting. So when people are engaging on your website, interacting on your website, That's a good symbol. So it's not about driving visitor, but it's all about driving visitors to your website. And also Google will check their engagement activities. You're getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, why do we have to create a content with a very good image, very good video, quality content? Why do we create a long form content? Because people have to engage in your website, right? So you should do all this stuff. You got the point? Why do you have to create the content with good quality?
Yes, sir.
Right. Wonderful. So there are a few other stuff which I am going to explain to you. Okay. So basically, user generated content. Okay, which means the content which are not generated by the website owner. Look at this blog post. This content is generated by me. I'm the blog post owner, correct? Right? The content whichever you see here, it is completely developed by me. So this is the content developed by the website admin. Now you come to the bottom and there is a comment section here. Okay, so you come to the bottom and there is a comment section here. When somebody comes and leaves a comment here, okay, see there is no comment right now. When somebody comes and leaves a comment and type and go off, which means, what does this mean? This comment is created by the visitor or the user, correct? Yes or no? Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, this comment or the content, so the content which is created by the website visitor, the content that is created by the website visitors inside a website is called user generated content. Okay, this is called user generated content. Now, what does Google say? When your website visitors are generating content, which means people are connecting with your website, engaging with your website, that is a good symbol of a good website. Okay, user generated content. Now when website visitors come to the website, Google calculates metrics like your clicks, impressions, click-through ratio, your website visitors engagement, the user generated content. It calculates these metric for every website whichever is there. Okay, it calculates the metrics for every website whichever is there in the industry, and it puts all the score together. Which other website is getting the highest score, that website will be considered to be displayed at the top of Google's results. You're getting a point?
Yes, sir.
So in this, creating a unique content is very important. Okay, never ever have a duplicate content. Okay, so no duplicate content is very important. Okay, obviously you know what is a duplicate content is, like, so same content available in multiple places. Google does
Yes,
not
sir.
prefer, or they don't, promote a duplicate content. Okay,
That is okay.
you got my point. So Google does not promote a duplicate content. You have to create your own content. Okay, unique content.
Yes, sir.
You got my point. And there is a technique called the keyword density, which means how many times a keyword is added inside your article. Okay, density, you know the concept of density, how thick a particular liquid is. Okay, if you take coconut oil, the density is very high, right? You take, butter, density is very high, correct? It is very strong. You take water, the density is very low. You are getting my point, right? So
Yes.
density. Now keyword density. Okay, the term keyword density refers to usage of a particular word inside a content. Okay, so the keyword density refers to usage of a particular word inside a content. Okay, now you should know what is a keyword first. Okay, the word that is used by the people to search in internet is what is called as keyword. Okay, we will target that particular keyword by doing a keyword research, by creating articles and content. Okay, now what happens, the keyword is similar to salt in food or sugar in sweets. Okay, whenever you prepare a food, you will be adding a salt. Whenever you prepare any sweet items, you will be adding sugar inside. Now tell me, okay, you will be adding equal amount of salt or lesser amount of salt in food. It means if you are cooking 1 kg of rice, okay, do you add 1 kg of salt inside?
No.
No, we add very minimal, correct?
Yes.
Right? You add very minimal. Okay. Remember, if you don't add salt also, we can eat the food, correct?
Yes, sir.
But
Yes.
what if you add more salt?
Food is spoiled.
Spoiled. The same way, density of a word used inside an article is always good when you use it very minimal. Okay.
Okay.
For example, you write a paragraph. Okay, the paragraph talks about, okay, it is, okay, I'll tell you, like, it is a good habit to get good name from relatives, to lead good life and get a good wife. So what do we conclude? So being good is good for good lifestyle in this world. In this world. So be good and do good. Have a good day. Now what happens? My God, how many times you will use the word good now? Correct?
Yes.
Are you comfortable reading this? What do you feel? It's like adding more sweet or more salt to your food, correct?
Correct.
You get saturated. You don't like it. When you go out and give this particular, paragraph to somebody to read this, what will say? Oh my God! If you want to be good, please delete this. Right? So what
Yes.
happens here? Right? So it's a good habit to get good names from relatives to lead a good life and get a good wife. So being good is good for good lifestyle in this world. So be good and do good. Have a good day. Now what happens? Like people will get frustrated. Correct?
Yes.
So Google says just because you want to rank for the keyword good, don't use good a lot. You got the point? Right?
Yes.
Like you add a pinch of salt to your food, add minimal amount of keyword. Don't dump your articles with the keyword, is what Google is trying to say. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Don't dump your articles with the keyword. So there is a small formula for this one, which means number of times a keyword is repeated. Okay? Number of times a keyword is repeated inside the article. Okay, number of times the keyword is repeated divided by the length of the article. Length of the article. You're getting a point? Length of the article, okay, multiplied by 100. So this will give you some ratio.
Yes, sir.
This ratio is called the keyword density. For example, okay, let me say you are targeting a keyword online digital marketing in an article, and that online digital marketing word is used, let me say 20 times, okay, inside the article, and the length of the article is somewhere around 1800 words. You're getting a point? The
Yes,
article
sir.
has a total of 1800 words, okay, and out of these 1800 words the keyword is repeated 20 times. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
Now when I say 100, okay, I can go over and calculate this. What happens? The ratio, the density is 1.1 percentage. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the industry, what the blogger says, okay, all the bloggers who is in the blogging industry, what do they say? Maintaining your keyword density less than 2 percentage is good practice. Is good practice. Okay. Now, what happens? Look at this paragraph. Okay, how many words are there? We cannot count by sitting down. Okay, so what we can do? You can go online, look for some tools like character counter tool, no, word counter tool, word counter, word counter. Okay, online free. I select some random tool. I click on this, and I paste the word here. Okay, I paste it here. Now it has calculated total 43 words. Okay, out of these 43 words, if you see here, the word good is used 10 times. Do you see here?
Yes, sir.
10 times, which means the density of the word is 45 percentage. Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
45 percentage. Now, which means like all these tools knows very well that when a particular word is used too much, that is not a healthy signal. Okay.
Yes.
So when you want to write this article in a proper manner, okay, it's a good habit. Okay, so you just use good habit only once or twice. Don't use it too much. Okay.
Okay.
Now, why I compare this one with the salt or sweet inside a food is because you don't need to add equal amount. For example, you are writing 1500 words article, and all the 1500 words article is containing the same text. What does it mean? Right? Equal amount of salt and rice is added inside cooking the food. Right? That is not good, right?
Yes, sir.
Basically keyword density. So Google follows more than 200 plus ranking signals. Okay, what Google does, Google follows 200 plus ranking signals. Okay, ranking signals. If you look into this one like this, whatever I have told you is the major signals that Google uses. Okay, Google will look for unique content, it will look for keyword density, it will look for your click-through ratio, it will look for the impression that is being generated, the bounce rate. By looking at all this, Google will create a metric. You got my point? Okay.
Yes, sir.
The same way, Google uses more than 200 plus ranking signal to gauge or measure a website's performance. Okay,
Okay.
right? It talks about the domain name, it talks about the SSL server, it talks about the speed of the website, the quality, the content, original content, the engagement, the bounce rate. Okay, the speed of the speed at which the search engine work, I mean the website is displayed. By putting all these scores together, Google will calculate all these scores for your website, your competitor website, all the people. Okay, and out of
Okay.
this, whichever the website is doing good, that website will be put in Google search results at the top. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
Right? So this is one such. So I want you to refer to this 200 ranking signals whenever you have some time. That's your choice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you don't need to implement all those. If it's okay if you implement some 5 to 10 steps, the remaining things will automatically cover inside. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So basically, so whatever we have discussed till now is the signals that is used by search engines to understand the quality of a content. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wonderful.